right, it looks like we are live. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what is going on, BRI-HIVE. I am Boss Attorney Bri, and here on this channel, we cover celebrity lawsuits, trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits. My intro is all kinds of messed up, but that's okay. I am a licensed California attorney where I practice trademark law and family law. And like I said, here on this channel, we like to cover celebrity lawsuits and trademark lawsuits, copyright lawsuits, all of those things. And today we are going to be doing just that. We're going to be covering some celebrity lawsuits, and one of them just happens to be a copyright lawsuit. So we have a little bit of crossover today. So this should be a really, really fun one. I haven't got too into the documents that we're going to be going over today. So, of course, another live reaction to kind of see what's going on in these cases. If you guys took a peek at the thumbnail and a little bit of the title, you will know that we are going to be covering Kim Kardashian again for her cryptocurrency scam that is going on, along with Floyd Mayweather, and I believe Jake Paul is in that lawsuit as well. And the fact that they are saying Floyd Mayweather, Kim Kardashian, all of them basically won the lawsuit at this point. Now, I don't know if they necessarily won the lawsuit because the judge still has to put out the ruling, and they did listen to arguments, I believe, on Monday. So maybe the plaintiff's attorneys changed the judge's mind, but I don't know. I could not find the actual tentative ruling, so I don't know exactly what it said. So for that case, we are going to be using an article to see what the blogs are saying that it said, because I don't actually have it. And then the next case we're going to be covering is for our good friend Kanye West, I guess husband, but also going through a divorce from Kim Kardashian for copyright infringement for one of his songs off of Donda. So this is going to be a very, very interesting one. Again, like I said, I haven't gone too much into the documents that we're going to be covering today. So we are going to be live reacting. We are live. If you guys are here live, go ahead and hit the like button to help us out in the algorithm. And if you're watching on the replay, also go ahead and hit the like button to help us out in the algorithm. And for those of you watching live, let me know how your day went. It's Thursday, almost the weekend. Let me know other cases that may be popping up in the celebrity world as well, because I have been off for quite a while. All right, so we have Nissa saying, hi, Bri. Hello, welcome back to the live stream. We have You Might Be in a Podcast saying, hey, Bri, I have missed you. I have missed you guys too. It has been a long month off that I did not intend to actually take a month off, but I did, and we did, and now we are back. Jennifer Miller, welcome back to the live stream, a moderator and member of the channel, saying hello, friends. Hello, how are you today? We have Silver Gypsy Lady saying hi, Bri. Hello, welcome to the live stream. We have Shanana Graham, Yo Rock, saying hi, Bri. Welcome back. I was going to reach out to Nat to do a check-in on you. So happy to see you. Yes, I made it back live. And yeah, so I was doing well. I just needed to get some stuff handled in my business to make sure that was running smoothly, but I wasn't sick or anything like that. I just needed to take some time off to make sure that my business was running properly over here. Okay, and then we have Shenanagram saying the mountains around San Diego loves Boss Attorney Bri. Oh, well, thank you so much. So I actually which you're using some emojis that I can't see on here, but I'm seeing them on the studio, which is cool. I actually went to law school in San Diego, so I'm a little bit familiar with San Diego. So that's interesting that you say that. This says, been a long, and I'm pretty sure you're going to say week, been a long week. And Jennifer Miller says, my kids had the day off of school, so went to a local museum. It was great. Oh, that sounds fun. I cannot wait till I have the time to be able to do those things, just do stuff on random Thursdays. But I mean, I guess it's I can't really do it right now anyways, or I guess I would be doing it alone because Alpha's not here. So, but yeah, I took myself to dinner last night, which was nice. A museum does sound fun. I always want to do them, but I don't really know of any that are around here. And yep, and she will be calling me right now, but I can't answer right now. I'm sorry, I'll have to call back. Okay, but let's see. Museum sounds so much fun. Okay, you might be in a podcast says, love you so much, Bri. Love you guys too. I'm super happy to be back. And then Shenanagram says, it just got tons better after being legally lost. I received some legal docs on a client that I didn't know how to explain to him. I'm thinking the insurance company settled the claim already. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Is that a lawsuit? I'm not sure. I'm a little lost here. And then Shenanagram says, I'm up in Ramona before Julian, if you remember having the Julian pie. No, I don't. Dax says the name says, oh, whoa, I'm in San Diego too. I just moved here. Haha, yay, Bri. Hey, Bri. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, San Diego was cool. It was a good 3 years that I was there, and I had a good time there. Went to school. Our school was like downtown, so I got to explore that a lot. I still think about these tacos, and I cannot remember the name of the restaurant, but it's on 4th Street, and they had happy hour, and those were the most delicious tacos for like $3, $4, and they had like this special sauce on it. I cannot remember what it's called, but I know it's on 4th. Is it 4th? Yeah, probably 4th Street downtown. Delicious. And when I go back to San Diego, I'm definitely gonna have those tacos, and I'm hungry. So now I'm talking about food because I'm hungry. Shani Shan says, welcome back, Bri. Thank you so much, and welcome to the live stream. And then Lewis says, hello, it's nice to catch a live. It's nice to have you here live. A lot going on right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into, and of course, we forget to share the actual screen that we need. So let me get that stuff together here. And then let's see. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Alpha's mom is calling me. And I need to call her back. So, but we'll do that after the live stream. Okay. So let's see. Here we have Kim Kardashian. And they're saying that they already won. Like I said, they had the hearing on Monday. So we don't really know if they already won or if the plaintiffs were able to change their minds. Okay, so let me pop on out of this because let me give a background. So we have covered this case a couple of times on this channel. Basically, Kim Kardashian, Floyd Mayweather, and I always say I believe Jake Paul because I can't remember. There's so many lawsuits going on. Have been sued by some people that said they followed their suggestions to buy Ethereum Max coin, which was a cryptocurrency coin, and they're basically alleging a pump and dump. We covered this on our channel, or my channel, about a month and a half ago or so, right before I went MIA. And the fact that Kim Kardashian actually agreed to pay the Security Exchange Commission over $1 million in compensation for the fact that she advertised it without necessarily disclosing that she was paid for that advertisement. This is something similar that the plaintiffs are suing under, but they're not doing it the right way. They probably should have made a report with the Security Exchange Commission instead of just filing a lawsuit. And then it also says some stuff about the fact that they didn't even reserve one of the things that they are supposed to reserve with crypto. I'm not a crypto lawyer, or not a crypto lawyer. I'm not a securities lawyer, so I'm not all the way familiar with the things, but it's just a really interesting case, especially when all of that cryptocurrency started coming out, the pandemic, people investing, trying to make money, and then blaming it on celebrities when they failed to disclose that, one, that they're paid from the advertisement, even though we talked about it before, but Kim Kardashian just basically kept saying, my friends. when she was paid to do this. Talk about her friends bought Ethereum Max. So I see why the security exchange got her, and I see why these people sued her as well. Did they really listen to cryptocurrency advice from Kim Kardashian? That part is very questionable, but it's possible, I guess. If you follow Kim Kardashian, you might be interested in what she and her friends are investing in. I guess. I don't know if I would follow that. Okay, so into the article, it says, in a tentative court ruling, Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather Jr. won a lawsuit accusing them of scamming Ethereum Max investors, according to a complaint filed in January of this year, her first lawsuit of the year. Well, the first one I know about from the year. Investors claim that they paid inflated prices for blockchain-based digital assets because Ethereum Max tokens were hyped by the reality star and ex-boxing champion. And the thing to remember about this case is the fact that Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather have already been in trouble with their advertising and promoting of things without disclosing them. And then I believe that Floyd Mayweather was already in trouble for something that was related to crypto as well, if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that. Okay. The tentative ruling comes just a month after the Securities and Exchange Commission accused Kim Kardashian of failing to disclose that she had been paid $250,000 to post about the tokens on Instagram. The celebrity had agreed to pay $1.26 million to settle the allegations that she broke the U.S. rules by toting EMAX coins. And so this is interesting because Kim Kardashian literally posted a story, and I don't have it in front of me right now. And it was just like, you got paid $250,000 just to post a story that stays on Instagram for 24 hours. What it must be like to be a rich celebrity that people want you to promote about, to promote their things. Okay. And then they go in to say lawyers are acting like the SEC. That's basically what the judge is saying. By filing this lawsuit, instead of going through the security exchange, you're basically trying to play the security exchange and get the money to go directly to you, when Kim Kardashian has already had to pay the security exchange, and then the security exchange is supposed to then divvy that money out to the people that followed the advertising. Okay, so it says according to Bloomberg. So I wonder if I could have found the document on there. I don't know. Okay. U.S. District Judge Michael Fitzgerald produced a written order on November 7th with a tentative view that lawyers defending EMAX investors were trying to act like the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission, but haven't chosen to view the tokens as a security. He added that the defendants hadn't invoked a standard security fraud claim in this case. So they sued them for basically scamming them, but they failed to invoke the standard security fraud claim. So they're saying crypto, but they also forgot to do the securities claim as well in the complaint. Judge Fitzgerald said he would issue a final written order later, but said that the accused celebrity did not label the tokens as a security for obvious reasons. Lawyers for Kardashian and Mayweather have failed to comment ahead of the final ruling. Again, remember, they have talked about this on Monday, so I've checked the where you can actually get the full documents, and there is an order saying that they heard the argument and that they will be making the final ruling, and also acknowledging that there was already a tentative ruling, which is basically like, and I forgot to explain this before, but the tentative ruling is basically like, okay, both parties submitted documentation, arguments as to why they think that the judge should rule. As you know, or maybe not as you know, but Kim Kardashian basically asked to be dismissed from the case because she's basically not liable. And then the plaintiffs would have already wrote their complaint that these people are liable because of these reasons. And then the judge makes the decision before actually hearing the party. So it's called a tentative ruling because they may go with that ruling or they may change their mind after oral arguments. On Monday, they had the oral arguments, so we have to wait a few days for the court to actually put out the actual order to see if they're still going along with the fact that they think that Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather basically have already won this lawsuit. Okay, it is telling me that my Wi-Fi is messing up, so I'm hoping that it's not messing up for you guys. Okay, jumping back into it, the ruling brings SEC regulations back into view. Kardashian ran into trouble after a June 2021 Instagram in which she wrote, "Are you guys into crypto?" And so this is her post that cost $250,000, which is ridiculous. Like, we are all just trying to make it to six figures. And she's making $250,000 for writing this post that maybe she did, or maybe she didn't, or maybe an assistant wrote it for her. Who knows? But she got paid $250K for this. Okay. Are you guys into crypto? This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends told me about the Ethereum Max token. The token then surged after the post to over 200 million followers, but has since crashed back to the same level it was at the time of the tweet, reminiscent of a pump and dump. The latest court ruling on cryptocurrency marketing places SEC regulatory efforts back in the spotlight. The regulator has been locked in a long-running court battle with executives of Ripple, founders of the XRP token, over its status as a security, basically trying to determine if cryptocurrency is a security. The bottom line, the court victory for Kim Kardashian and other celebrity crypto endorsers highlight the need for clarity about cryptocurrencies as securities. Upon hearing the ruling, the SEC may double its efforts to have the final say. However, I don't think that necessarily means like that the case is going to be dismissed. But of course, I haven't seen the actual court papers yet. So they may be able to win because they failed to, add in one of the causes of action. But does that necessarily mean that the other causes of action are going to get dismissed? I don't know, but I'm sure when the tentative ruling comes out, we will cover it on the channel to see exactly what the judge is thinking. And we will also be able to see what some of the arguments might have been by the attorneys, because the judge will probably note it in their argument as far as why they are either dismissing the case or dismissing Kim Kardashian from the case or whatever it might be. So when that comes out, we will check it out. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. Let's see. All right, you might be in a podcast says tonight is a long bath in Boss Bri. That sounds amazing. Maybe I should take a bath since I have the whole apartment to myself. Okay, Cheerful Bacon, a member of the channel, saying sorry I am late, but I'm glad to catch you still live, going back and listening at 1.5 speed. Oh, well, welcome to the live. Now, I've changed the time. I pushed it back a little later just so I can get like more work done during the day. But yeah, we are here. We're back on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe not next Thursdays because I will be on a cruise. But yeah, we are trying to be consistent for the holiday season. Dax is a name, says Kim K is my favorite. I can't even read today. It's been a long day. Okay. Says Kim K is my favorite crypto advisor. Right. I don't know if I'm listening. I don't know. I know the sarcasm, but I don't know. Jennifer says, I don't make major financial decisions based on what influencers think. And her friends that somehow paid her $250,000 to make the post. What kind of friends are these? Where can we find these friends that are given $250,000? Tanya D says, hey, on my way to see Black Panther, so just listening to that. Oh, wow. I did not even realize that was coming out. I think I hear a date night coming up this weekend. Well, welcome in, Tiny D, moderator and member of the channel. I hope the movie's good. Let us know how it goes. Don't tell us what happens, but let us know how it goes on Tuesday. Nissa says, Tanya D, stay till the end to end credits. Oh, the end to end credits. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that was out. I'm so oblivious to what goes on in the real world. I feel like I don't know why. Okay. Sage Moon says, hey, y'all. Sorry for the tardiness. Didn't get to say thank you for the gifted membership last stream. So huge thank you to the lovely BRI-HIVE member / subscriber who did that. Much love and gratitude. That was Marianne. She gave out 5 gifted memberships and she's done a couple of more before. So thank you so much, Marianne. I don't see her here today, but hopefully she watches the replay and see her. Thank you. Cheerful Bacon says, a little jealous, Tanya D. That's on the want to watch list. Yes, I want to watch that too. I had no idea it was coming out. Nissa says, going to see the movie on Saturday. Now I feel like I have to go see it on Sunday. Jennifer says, how often are tentative rulings changed? I don't really know how often they're changed. I don't know what the percentage will be on that. But if the judge is like really stuck in their ways, even if you come with really good arguments, they may not sway. Or if they think it's just not a case that they should be hearing, they may not sway. So I am definitely interested in what the judge is going to say in this case. Okay, Z Seltzer, welcome back to the live stream, saying here, do glad you're back. Oh, so I'm pretty sure it says so glad you're back, but that's okay. Yes, I am happy to be back. Happy to see you guys all here. You guys are talking about the movie. Avell with the emoji flowers. Thank you so much. Tessa Jean says, welcome back, Bri. Thank you. Thank you. Abel says, I know, right? Right. I don't know what the rights are going to. It's probably something I said a little while ago. Nissa says Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is the next Marvel movie out in February. Okay, so they're going to be kind of just throwing them at us. I know they had that little showcase. It wasn't a showcase. I don't know what it was, but they basically put out all the movies that they're coming in with. And I did not really mess with Marvel like that up until a few years ago, because I was in law school when I started watching Marvel. And the Guardians of the Galaxy is what got me into Marvel. Fun little fact if you guys care to know that. But I also watched the Ant-Man. Yeah, I watched the Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't see the first Ant-Man, or maybe I like kind of seen it when my mom was watching it. But Galaxy of the Guardians are my favorite. Abel with a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We can't see it here on StreamYard, but you guys can see it in the chat. It's a little dancing pear that says cool. It is cool. And then we have Jennifer Miller saying, thank you to Abel. Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Abel, for supporting the channel. And then there is one coming up. Shenanagram says the right was for friends that will pay $250K. Yeah. Yes. We want friends to pay us $250,000 just to post about a cryptocurrency coin that she probably didn't buy, allegedly. Okay. Let's go. The right was for friends that will pay you $250,000 to be big mouth about them. My mouth is huge. I just need friends with $250K. But shouldn't your friends just do it because they're supporting you? Do we have to give you $250K? Now that I know that Kim Kardashian friends are giving her $250K, like, can my friends give me like $2? I know we're not on the same we're not on the same level as Kim K, but can we get $2? I'm just kidding. Jennifer Miller says, yeah, my friends are broke. I know we're not on that level, but maybe they got something. $250 and like $2.50. Maybe. This says Bri, Guardians have a holiday special coming out on Disney Plus. I do not have Disney Plus, I don't think. I can check my TV. I don't know. I think Alpha might have one. I don't know. I'll have to look. But that would be amazing because I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're my favorite. Abel says Bri is Bay Little. Bri is B. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Are you trying to tell me Bri is? I don't know what you're trying to tell me. Marianne is back. Marianne is back. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Someone just thanked you for the membership that you gifted yesterday. So nice to see you. Just in case you missed that part, they are still thanking you for your generosity. So yes, thank you again and welcome to the live stream. We are talking Kim Kardashian and Kanye West today. We already covered Kim Kardashian in her cryptocurrency thing that she might be getting off of. She already had to pay $1,260,000, which is basically 250 is what she made off of the post, and I guess some of it was interest on top of that. So she is having to pay that back to the security exchange, and the judge may be dismissing the case from the court and just having the security exchange handle it. We don't really know yet though. All right, so the next thing we're going to hop into, and I forgot to link the videos for you guys to go and listen, because I am not going to listen to it on my channel because I always get a copyright strike. And then when I respond, or copyright, is it a strike or a claim? Whichever one that doesn't get your channel disappeared. But it'll turn off monetization. And every time I get one, they just don't respond to me. So I don't know if I'm not responding correctly. That might be the issue. That might be the issue. Okay. We got some people popping in. And then we have Jennifer reminding us to hit the like button and the subscribe button. I completely forgot to say subscribe earlier. If you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching live or on the replay, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps us out, helps us get more friends. So that is always fun. Let's see what's going on with Kanye West. It's a shorter complaint, but we're going to try to get through it, speed through it, because I'm hungry. I am so hungry, but that is okay. Maybe that's why I was talking about tacos earlier. Okay, let's see what's going on here with Kanye West's thing. So we're not talking about Kanye West and Kim Kardashian's divorce, which sounds like it's almost over because they're doing their financial disclosures. All they do is have to negotiate and get the heck out of there. Negotiate, agree, and get the heck out of there. They are almost done with their divorce. So hopefully it doesn't take another year for them to get their divorce, so that Miss Kim can go on her way and Mr. Kanye West can keep dealing with all the craziness that he already has going on in his life, right? Okay, so we have in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, a complaint and demand for jury trial, and it is by Phase One Network Incorporated, and they're suing Kanye West, Yeezy Tech. They're suing Alex Klein, Kano Computing Limited, STEM Player, Getting Out Our Dreams 2, Good Music, Def Jam Records, and UMG Recording for basically stealing one of their tracks. It goes on to say, this is an action by plaintiff for copyright infringement, contributory copyright infringement, and vicarious copyright infringement under the Copyright Act based on the knowing and willful conduct by defendants infringing on plaintiff's copyright in a certain musical composition and sound recording. I did briefly listen to both of the songs. I'm really not that familiar with the song by Kanye West that they're saying they infringed on. So I took a brief listen. I don't hear it, but I'm also not a musical expert. So we are going to look into this to see what their arguments are and why they think that it is conflicting. And so for those of you who do not know, it is a song called South Bronx, which we're going to get into. Let's see. They go on to talk about the parties. We're not going to dive all the way into that because it takes up too much time. And then here we go. We have plaintiff is a record company and owner to the copyright South Bronx by Boogie Down Productions. Upon information and belief, defendant West, Good 2, Good Music, Def Jams, and UMG, collectively known as the West Parties, knowingly without a license unlawfully copied South Bronx when creating the track Life of the Party. So those are the two songs. If you guys have time to grab the links for people to go listen to, go ahead and drop it in the chat. If you don't, that's okay yet. That's okay too. So it's South Bronx by Boogie Down Productions, and then Life of the Party by Kanye West. Like I said, I cannot hear the similarities, and maybe because I was listening to it rushed, but one sounds a little bit more upbeat than the other one. So maybe it's something like within the beat that I'm missing because I'm not a musical genius, right? Okay. Defendant West and Good One used and copied portions of plaintiff's copyright work, South Bronx, to create a derivative work, the infringing track, without plaintiff's permission. I wonder if it's like a sampled situation because I didn't listen to the whole song. Upon information and belief, defendant West, Kano Computing, Alex Klein, and Stem Player created, developed, and sold a music playback device, the Stem Player, which has a limited number of musical works on it. The Stem Player parties willfully distributed the infringing track by reproducing the infringing track onto the Stem Player and selling the Stem Player to consumers around the world. So these people are just tagged along because they sold some type of device which had Kanye West's song on it. Right. Upon information and belief, defendant West, Klein, and Kano each have authority over the manner in which the Stem Player is sold, including the content included with the Stem Player. Defendant West, Klein, and Kano all benefited from the sale of the Stem Player, which is probably true because they're making money off of that, right? According to defendant West, within only the first 24 hours of launching the album, he sold 11,000 units of the Stem Player, which generated revenue of $2.2 million. How much is that? Let's do math. Let's do math. $2.2 million divided by 11. Let's see. $2 million divided by 11,000, right? They're $200 a piece. That adds up quickly. Wow. Okay. Upon information and belief, sales of the Stem Player loaded with the album Donda have continued since that time, resulting in millions of dollars of more revenue to the defendants West. Wow, they sold 11,000 within 24 hours, which is $2.2 million, and they're still selling it. What it is to be a celebrity and make a lot of money. The West parties authorized the distribution of the infringing track on the Stem Player. I've never even heard of this Stem Player thing. Have you guys heard of this Stem Player thing? I'm just out of the loop. I feel like a little old lady because I have no idea what this Stem Player thing is. Is it like a Walkman, like an iPod? What is the Stem Player? Defendants reproduced and incorporated the infringing track into infringing advertisements by using the infringing track in advertisements and marketing for the album Donda and the Stem Player. Upon information and belief, portions of the infringing advertisement contains exact copies of South Bronx. I wonder what these advertisements are, and I'm sure they're going to go ahead and have them as evidence in court. So let me see what a Stem Player is. For those of you that don't know what it is, like I don't know what it is, yet I'm doing a live stream about it. Okay, it looks like some type of CD. Oh, it's like a Bluetooth speaker. Why is it called a Stem? Why is it called a Stem Player? Why is it called a Stem Player? Do you plug something into it, or is it just a Bluetooth device? I don't know. First time hearing about it, but that's a Stem Player for those of you like me who did not know what it was. Let's see. All right. Where are we at? By incorporating the infringing track into the infringing advertisement, defendants, as specified herein, have reproduced South Bronx, displayed South Bronx, distributed South Bronx, and created derivatives of South Bronx without authorization or permission from plaintiff. which is a copyright lawsuit. You cannot make derivatives of something that someone else created. Are they the same? I would have to see the advertisements because I really didn't hear the similarities, and it might be in the instruments, but I also didn't listen to the whole songs, so I could not be knowing what I'm talking about. Okay, South Bronx remains a seminal track in the American hip hop lexicography created by Lawrence Parker and Scott Sterling. The two original members of the American hip hop group Boogie Down Productions. South Bronx was a response to Queensbridge-based MC Shan track The Bridge and the beginning of what came to be known as hip hop's The Bridge Wars. South Bronx is noted not only for being important diss track, but also for the realistic lyrical depiction of the life in the Bronx, which was unheard of at the time. South Bronx is also an iconic example of the early use of sampling in hip hop. These innovations, which what I'm thinking is maybe they sampled it. I would have to listen to the whole song. I probably should have been more prepared for this live stream, but I wasn't, and we're here now. Okay, these innovations, along with the Boogie Down Productions' unconventional combination of dance hall, reggae, and hip hop, led to the creation of gangster rap. In 2020, Rolling Stone listed Criminal Mind, the album containing South Bronx, to which it was the lead single, as 239 on its list of the 400 greatest albums of all time. They're basically trying to establish that this song is still relevant. If you guys remember, we covered Drake's lawsuit against, what was it, like the Smith estate? I can't remember what the last name was, but it was a song. And basically the court said that it doesn't even meet the copyright the copyright element, because this song is not within the same channels as Drake's song would be today, because basically no one's listening to it anymore. They're trying to avoid that argument coming against them by saying people are still listening to it, and in fact someone has listed it as one of the greatest albums, which is kind of making people go back and listen to it, and that was in 2020. So the song is basically still relevant. Okay, let me see what's going on in the chat, because I've been reading for a while. Let's see. Okay. You might be in a podcast says they called M Moose in high school. Yeah, this girl is loud. Sage Moon says hi, Marianne. Thank you so much for gifting me a memberships. I'm so grateful. You're generous, always supporting and spreading the love here at BRI-HIVE. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Jennifer Miller says Kanye is wild right now. Yeah. And so during that time that I took off, there was Kanye started coming out like towards the end of that, and Alpha would try to talk to me about it. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I just haven't looked into it at all at this point. So I really don't know what's going on with Kanye right now. Marianne says, you're welcome, Sage Moon. I love this channel, and we love you here too, Marianne. You might be in a podcast says Ye is so crazy. Yeah, he's not my favorite anymore. He's not my favorite anymore. I don't really listen to his new music that comes out. I don't know what's going on with him. Okay, Rihanna Mesta says, I love you. We love you too. Welcome, welcome. Talking to Marianne saying, you're amazing. Yes, she is. Cheerful Bacon saying, thank you for the membership gift to Marianne. Yes, she came in, so you guys can thank her directly. She's amazing, helping out the channel and giving people memberships, which allows you to have cool little badges and cool little emojis that you can use and show that you're a true supporter of the channel. You might be in a podcast says, don't forget to smash the like button. Of course, yes, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps us out on the channel so much. Jennifer Miller says, that's a lot. You don't want my help with the math. I always pull out my calculator. I'm like, how much is that? Trying to guess, and it's like $200. I'm like, that doesn't seem like it adds up, but apparently the calculator says it does. And I'm not excited because I will see Instagram like things and things on social media that says the math is different now for kids. And I'm like, oh my gosh, when I have kids, we're going to be doing different math. Math is not my thing. Marianne is saying, enjoy it to cheerful bacon. You might be in a podcast. Thank you. Yes, we love the gifted memberships. And then we have Jennifer saying, I don't know what it is either. Yeah, I had never even heard of it before I started reading this. Silver Gypsy Lady says, I have a friend in Florida who is into sim players. I think you can play music and change the music around. Not sure. Oh, so you can use it with like different games too? I guess we can read the description, but I just had never heard of it. Gabrielle George says, I think you can isolate each instrument / stem of the music. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. I'm like, do you plug something into it to change it? Okay. Abel says, I don't know, but what the hell with the new tech? It's always something new, right? I said, is it a Walkman? I remember I wanted a Walkman so bad, and then like CD players came out, and then I wanted that, and then I got a CD player. I never got a Walkman. I think my sister had one though. Okay. Winnie R says, STEM is music and pieces of music used to create remixes. Hubby is a DJ and uses STEM of music to create a remix of an existing song. I like that. So kind of what people are probably doing to sample, but he just gives them a device to do it. But that little device can do all of that? Or does it just separate out the sound? Because I didn't see any buttons on there. Can that do that? There's one button right here. Do you use the whole box? Let's see. What does it say? It's authenticated. Okay. This is just a resale place. So where is a regular... Where would they sell this? Oh, I guess we can go here. On their actual website will tell us. A STEM player, switch colors, 200, add to the cart. What does it do? Okay. Customize any song, ships with Donda 2, split any song into stems. You guys are right. You guys are so smart. It features voice vocals, drums, bass, and samples. Isolate parts, add effects, 4 channels, lossless audio mixing, real-time loop and speed control, tactile effect, save, playback, and download STEM libraries. Specifics is Bluetooth, has soft skin, haptics, 4 touch sensitive light sliders, 9.7 dB speakers. It has a jack. It has a USB-C. It has anti-static coding, 8 gigabytes of storage, supports all of these file types. Yeah, but it doesn't have a screen. So do you just like plug it? You probably just plug it up to a computer, right? Most likely, huh? That would make the most sense in my opinion. Let's see. How do I go back? This little thing. Oh, okay. Will I get in trouble for this? Oh, it's not even going to play the sound because whatever's going on. So that's fine. Okay. I guess that's how you separate the things out. But do you... Okay. I don't know. It looks cool. I probably would not know how to use it, but it definitely looks cool. Right? Let me make it a little bigger so you guys can see. So I guess like when you slide the lights, that's what isolates the sounds and the vocals and things like that. I'm sure if I played the sound, we can hear what they're doing with it. I'm just guessing, never seeing this thing before. So don't quote me on anything that I'm saying. It's a cool little thing. I would think it would have a screen though, but I guess if you know how to work those kind of things, you can work them. Okay. Jennifer Miller says, I'm not into music deep enough to get something like that. I just listen and enjoy them move along. Exactly. And then when a song is sampled, I'll be like, hey, this is a sampled song. I don't know how to make my own sample song. Whitney R says, so you can have a stem of just lyrics and a stem of just melody, or just the beat of a song to speed up and slow down, which can run you. These people are onto something, because that can run you into a lot of copyright infringement. Because if you are downloading the song onto there that maybe that Kanye West does not have permission for you to do that, you can end up getting other people in copyright infringement trouble. He put his own album Donda on there, so he's allowing people to use that in order to, I guess that's when you buy that thing, it's a license to use his music. But what this person is saying is like, yeah, it's a license to use his music, but his music has my music in it, and that's not okay. Which makes a lot of sense, because if you then get your own songs and you upload it onto it, because I'm assuming it's something like an iPod and you can upload things, or it's a Bluetooth as well, you can play like Apple Music and then take the stems out of that song and make your own song, and then you're looking at copyright infringement too, and you're literally just completely stealing the composition. I'm not cool enough to be able to, I don't even know how to separate the composition, but like to then remix it and make it sound different. I think these people are onto something, and maybe they just use their little device to take their song and then change it up and then make Kanye West song. I would love to see the evidence in this. Dax is the name, says that's actually kind of cool, Whitney. As far as, yeah, taking the everything out of there. Sage Moon says to Mary Ann, saying the outpouring of support and kindness amazes me every time I come here. Yes, we love it. We love it here at the BRI-HIVE. It's always so much love, so much fun. Whitney R says bread and butter is weddings, and creating a special remix of a song for a first dance is really trending, which is cool. And I mean, yeah, and DJs do that a lot, where they kind of play on the beat of a different song. And I'm just talking about experience from, like, you know, being at a wedding, being at a bar, and then you can kind of hear the next song coming in. So I can see that becoming really popular, like you said. Okay, and then Jennifer Miller says it totally makes sense for a DJ though. Yes, of course, makes sense for a DJ. Marianne says, I'd rather listen to Tupac or Eminem. Yeah, I like older music too. Alpha makes fun of me all the time. Like, you're stuck. Well, maybe not. I listen to 90s music too, but he'll be like, you're stuck in the 2000s. I'm like, I don't care. It's a great song. Abel says, South Bronx Boogie Down is KRS-One. They did not make gangster rap. They are classic. But they always say that, like, every time I watch any like music documentary, they're like, this started that. I'm like, okay, how do we really know what song started what? Okay, we'll see. Mark says, is this a song? Is this the song? I can't copy the link right now, but I'm sure they can let you know. It's South Bronx by Boogie Productions, and then Life of the Party by Kanye West. Okay, Nissa says Mary Williams, or to Marianne, I like Coolio and DMX. Okay, you guys dropping the rappers and everything. Cheerful Bacon says to Winnie R, thank you for sharing. I knew you could do that, just not how. Interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. I will probably listen to the sound that's actually coming out of this when we get off of here, because I'm not trying to get a copyright. Nissa says, but I am more of a heavy metal, heavy rock fan. Yeah, I don't listen to those things, so I can't relate there, but you could probably use this thing on that too, and then be facing a bunch of other copyright issues as well. And then Jennifer Miller shared the emojis for the members. Unfortunately, it doesn't show on StreamYard, but you guys can see it in the chat. Okay, Crystal Harris, and thank you for sharing that, Jennifer. Crystal Harris says, his music hasn't been the same since 2010s. Shaking my head. People are different when they start feeling themselves. I agree with you there. I cannot get jiggy with Kanye West and his music anymore, but I'll bump some old stuff. I will bump some old stuff before he got too famous, right? Marianne says, Tanissa, I really like Coolio also. Okay. Winnie R says, it separates the sound, splitting a song into 4 stems, then take them take those stems to create the remix. Does your husband have one? I really want to know now. Whitney says the user creates the remix. It's hard to get stem of a song otherwise. So this was a great investment for them to make. The issue that I see is they would be making a lot of people run into copyright infringement if they're using it to produce their own songs. But this sounds like it was a pretty good idea if you're saying that it's hard to get stems without this little thingy-mabob. But it might go off of the market if more people sue. Dax is the name, says Kanye went from legend to antics to racism. What a downfall. Yeah, I don't know. I have not been on his bandwagon for a long time. I try to ignore him. But him and his wife / ex-wife are always in the news, so it's hard to ignore. When he says, gotta be honest, I kind of want that, buy that for the hubby for Christmas. You should. Not that I'm endorsing it, because it might get taken off the market at this rate. So if you want to, it might be a good idea to do it. Marianne Williams says, I can barely figure out my phone. Same. And people say, oh, you're young, you should be able to work those things. My phone calls people, it plays music, it text messages, it does social media, anything else, or I can take a picture. But like all those changing the settings in the picture and all of that, Alpha does all that stuff. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't know how to make a lot of phones can do a lot, and my phone does not know. I don't know how to do it. Smart cars can also do a lot. I don't know how to do half the stuff in the car that we just got, but I'm sure Alpha does. I'm not technical. I am not a tech savvy girl. Tessa Jean says, lived in Germany for a few years as a kid, and we had a Walkman type device called a Brickman, and it played tapes and had a built-in Game Boy player in it. Oh, that sounds cool. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those. Chat, let us know if you've seen one of those. But yeah, Walkmans were cool. Someone in one of the kids had, I'm pretty sure it was my brother that had the actual Game Boy player, or the Game Boy, and he had a PSP in pretty much every handheld that came out when we were kids. Mark says, so watching Kanye's video, they show him at the end as a kid, and it sounds like it might be singing South Bronx. Oh, okay, yeah, because I didn't listen all the way to the end for him because I had to start the live stream. A Bell says, still in KRS-One. I don't know exactly what KRS-One is. Is that something that this thing does? Whitney says, copyright isn't as much of an issue when a DJ is playing private events. Plus, we already pay licensing fees. Yeah, exactly. And that's what, when you're DJing, I'm pretty sure that that's not the issue. I think the issue is if you then go and make your own song and then you start trying to produce it on the radio and things like that, kind of like what's happening to Kanye right now. I think it's fine to do it in a way where you're playing at events and things, but when you start making your own albums, I think that's when you can get in trouble. Abel says, love the BRI-HIVE. We love you too. Jennifer Miller says, tell Alpha to hush because there was good music in the 2000s. I know. And he'll go to like my family's events, like my cousins, my friends, and he'll be like, you guys all listen to the same music. I'm like, yeah. I don't know what you want us to do about that. Crystal Harris is laughing. Jennifer says, Tessa, that would have made me so happy as a kid. Yeah, that thing sounds cool. Like, I don't even play video games like that, but that definitely sounds like something that I would have wanted to have. Okay, let's get back into the shindig of what's going on in this copyright infringement here. Okay, I don't remember what number we left off at, so we're going to start at 36. South Bronx is noted not only being an important, we already did that part. Okay, I remember that. Both sound recordings and composition copyrights for South Bronx are registered. Are registered with the United States Copyright Office and attained U.S. copyright registration. They give us the dates from May 14th, 1990 and January 1st, 1996. Through a series of written legal transfers, plaintiff acquired 50% of right, title, and interest in the work and the registrations, and 100% of the administration rights over the masters and composition in the work and the registration. As such, plaintiff has acquired the right, title, and interest in and to copyright in the South Bronx, as well as all right and income from South Bronx, and the right to prosecute all causes of action for infringement. Okay, so my question would be here, well, we're going to get into it in the prayer for relief because I did not read that part. Do you want them to stop using it, or do you want them to pay you to use it? Because that sounds like it would be a good idea for you to get them to pay if they are infringing, for you to get them to pay you for using it instead of just outright stopping it, because this thing is making money. And that song is probably not really making that much money at this point. They might have still talked about it in 2020, but is it really making money? Those are the questions that need answers. And you see, his wife gets paid $250,000 to make one post. So you might want to maybe not make them stop, but maybe make them pay you. Let's see. Upon information and belief prior to creating the infringing track, West parties had access to the work, which is widely distributed. They probably met that standard. Sometime in 2021, the West parties created the infringing track titled Life of the Party, a musical work that incorporates plaintiff musical work South Bronx. So I think Mark is right. It's probably at the end of the song. Access is further evidenced by the infringing tracks and the infringing advertisements as defined below. Exact reproduction of South Bronx specifically, the infringing track reproduces the horn hits from the South Bronx. The infringing track also reproduces a melody figure from South Bronx. The infringing track reproduces a drum fill from South Bronx in the infringing track. Upon information and belief at all times herein, the parties were aware that South Bronx was copyright protected and owned by plaintiffs, and that they had not obtained a license to reproduce. On July 15, 2021, the West party sent plaintiff a formal licensing request, which is the smart thing to do. Don't stop using it, but go ahead and pay us. Licensing, like, we hear you using it. We don't want to, mess up your business, but you do have to pay us. And they're already making $2 million off of selling this thing. How much did he make off of his album? It's a lot of money, right? Let's see. Eric D. Wiseman of Eric Wiseman Music Licensing, Inc. for the use of South Bronx in the infringing track, and the communications confirmed that South Bronx had been incorporated into the infringing track, even though West had yet to obtain such a license. Now, I think they may run into the same issue that the rap, what was it called? Something rap that Drake had, where Drake ended up winning, because, I don't hear this song being played. Not saying that doesn't mean their copyright is valid, but it might not be competing in the same channels as Kanye's West music is. Despite the fact that final clearance for use of South Bronx is the infringing track was never authorized, the infringing track was nevertheless reproduced, sold, distributed, publicly performed, and exploited in numerous ways. On August 25th, 2021, the West parties and Kano launched the Stem Player and StemPlayer.com, taking pre-orders for the device with the intent to distribute the infringing track via Stem Player device and StemPlayer.com. On or around September 4, 2021, as part of what could have been an intentional effort by the West parties to advertise the Stem Player by providing social media influencers with access to the device, the infringing track was broadcasted on Sirius XM as part of the broadcast publication on Aubrey Drake Graham Sound 42 Sirius XM radio. The infringing track was utilized in various infringing advertisement promoting the Stem Player. Beginning October 2021, the Stem Player parties distributed the infringing track by reproducing the infringing track onto the Stem Player and selling it they go on to say users were encouraged and given the ability to split the songs on it, which included the infringing track, into stems that can then freely customize and manipulate it using the device, the use of the infringing track and the stem player and the stemplayer.com. On November 10th, hey, it's November 10th, 2022. November 10th, 2021, with the parties still not having come to an agreement regarding a license to use South Bronx in the infringing track, the West parties, through their clearance agent, Mr. Wiseman, requested that a license agreement for South Bronx, including their preferred terms. So they asked for the licensing agreement to be sent over to them. I don't know if that doesn't look good for the Kanye West team. On November 10th, plaintiff's operation officer Vanessa Sanchez responded to Mr. Wiseman, stating that she was out of office for the remainder of the week and will respond Monday. November 16th, the West party, through their clearance agent, Mr. Wiseman, formally retracted the July 15, 2021 license request to use South Bronx. I thought you said it was in November. Okay. The West parties retracted the license request despite having already incorporated South Bronx into the infringing track. This is going to go towards intent for infringement. If they can prove the elements of copyright infringement, the willful intent is shown here. Or it may show that they thought they didn't need the license because the way that they were using it is actually transformative. That's probably going to be their argument. Let's see. Distributed where'd it go? The West parties retracted the license request despite having already incorporating South Bronx into the infringing track, distributed the infringing track through the stem player and its associated website, and incorporated the infringing track into the infringing advertisement. Beginning in 2021 and continuing until at least 2022, the West parties also reproduced, distributed, displayed, and performed South Bronx in using the infringing track and defendants' infringing advertisements. In March 2022, the company Stem Player Ltd. was incorporated, and along with the Stem Player parties began distributing the infringing track by reproducing the Stem Player and selling the same because it had the song on there that would play their song. By virtue of the above, the West parties reproduced or made unauthorized derivative of South Bronx. The defendants above described acts were undertaken without plaintiff's authorization and permission. Further, defendants' infringing acts were willful and deliberate and committed with prior notice and knowledge of plaintiff's copyrights in the work. That is true. The fact that they asked them for a license and then said, never mind. Yeah. That's not a good look to say, oh, I didn't know. By illegally incorporating South Bronx into the infringing track and authorizing the distribution of the infringing track through the stem player and its associated website, all defendants have allowed for widespread distribution of the infringing track and have a direct financial interest in the same. All right. And so then they go into the breakdown of the counts, which is copyright infringement. The other one is contributory infringement. And then the last one is vicarious infringement. I think that's cause of action. Okay. And then they have all of these things. Let's see. They ask for attorney's fees. They are asking for an injunction against the defendants from basically using the song, downloading it, reproducing it, all of the things. The defendants they want a ruling that the defendants have infringed plaintiff's rights in the copyright of South Bronx. They want damages suffered, so they want money by plaintiff as a result of the infringement complained herein, as well as disgorgement of any profits attributable to defendants' infringement, including the value of all gains, profits, advantages, benefits, and consideration derived from the defendants as a result of the infringement, and the alternative of the money The plaintiff so elects in lieu of recovery of its actual damages and the defendant's profits for an award of statutory damages against the defendants for their willful act of infringement, probably because like if the profits were not actually more than the statutory, then they want the statutory instead. Okay. They want a ruling that the defendants and their members, managers, and all the people acting in concert with it be permanently enjoined. So they have to stop infringing, reproducing, distributing, displaying, and basically using the song. They're requesting that the court enter an order mandating the impounding of all infringing copies of South Bronx, including the infringing track, that infringing advertisements, and other material prepared by defendant. How are they going to get it off of the stem players that's already been distributed? That's weird. Okay. They want the cost for reasonable attorney's fees. They want a judgment to be entered against the defendants jointly and severably. So if one of them can't pay, then the other one can pay the whole thing. And for any other relief that the court deems just and proper. Okay, so that was a lot. I think they have some arguments there, but at the same time, as far as that song being in the same channel, I mean, it's the same genre and things like that. I think that's where they may run into an issue, kind of like I said, like the Drake case. But I do think that they have some arguments as like far as knowledge, if they can prove the elements of copyright infringement. The question would be, is the use transformative? I think that would be the main question here. Okay, I'm going into the chat to see what the peeps are saying. Okay, Mark says it looks like a home movie at around 2:20. It doesn't seem to be around the actual life of the party song, but the end might be infringing. That's probably what it is, because it sounds like you said, they play the song, and that's what it sounds like the complaint is saying. I just didn't make it that far. Okay, Jennifer Miller says, Mark, do you work in music? You seem knowledgeable. Sorry if that's invasive. Mark says, no, I'm an inactive attorney who is interested in IP law, just like these types of cases. Yeah, these cases are good. He always brings so much knowledge too. Jennifer says, I don't know how transformative it was since Mark noticed it right away. Yeah, if they're just playing the song, which it's not necessarily just because you notice it does not necessarily mean it's not transformative, because if you remember back in that Drake case, he played like the whole beginning of that song in the beginning of his song, but the song, I think his ended up being like 5 minutes or something, and he played about 30 seconds of the I forget what it was called. It was like a little spoken part of the artist. And so maybe that's why he got away with it. Kanye West's song seems to be a lot shorter. I think it was like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. But if he used it starting at the 2:20, if that would be the same ratio, probably not. So they may be able to overcome that argument in this case. Mark says they asked for an injunction, but they really want to get tons of plays and royalties. Exactly. That would be the route to go in a situation like this, because who's really listening to that song anymore? Who's listening to the South Bronx? Not to be mean or anything like that, but who's really listening to that? It will be in their best interest to let them go ahead and use it and then collect the money from it on a reoccurring basis. Eugene 12 says, oh, here we go. Eugene 12 says, Jesus album is really good. I don't know exactly what that's referring to. And then Jennifer says, absolutely. Yeah. So this one is going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what the response is going to be. They're probably going to file a motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim. But I do think that they stated a claim. So I do see this one going into discovery. I think they listed the elements that they needed to list for those particular causes of action. I don't know if they're going to be able to prove the elements of copyright infringement all the way after we get into the discovery phase and what the judge is going to think about it. but I don't think that it'll be dismissed on a what do you call it? Failure to state a claim basis. Okay. And then Mark says, exactly, Bri. Most will give a co-writer credit and get paid for future sales. That makes the most sense to me here because what? This song is from 1990. The song is older than me. I had never really noticed the song. I don't know if my parents listened to it and never paid attention to it, but I've never noticed that song. Not saying I'm super into music or anything like that, but I don't think people are really listening to that like that. So that is all I had for today. So thank you guys for coming to the live stream and joining me and talking about this case. I'm glad that you guys were very interactive in it. I thought it was going to be a case that you guys didn't really like, but I'm happy that we got a lot of comments and a lot of discussion surrounding the case. I'm going to keep an eye out on it so that we can look at what Kanye West and the other defendants' response is going to be. I think the device is pretty cool. I'm going to see exactly how they isolate it. I can imagine what it's doing, but I do want to hear it for myself. It wouldn't play because of the way that my the mic and the volume on my computer is set up. And we also don't want copyright claims against me, right? Jennifer says, check the community tab for updates from Bri. Streams are Tuesday and Thursday, but Bri will let us know about changes there. Yes, exactly. That is absolutely true. Like I said, should be here next Tuesday, but I probably will not be live on next Thursday because I'm going on a cruise. It's the fiance's birthday that weekend, so we are going to go and enjoy ourselves there, but we should be here live on Tuesday. Jennifer says, like and subscribe on your way out. BRI-HIVE. Yes, of course, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. Silver Gypsy says, will be interesting to see how this goes. I think it's going to go. I know they're probably going to try to do a motion to dismiss because, it's just almost standard at this point. You want to try to get it out of there as soon as possible. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I'll keep a lookout on the different cases that are coming out over the weekend into the beginning of the week. But I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully it's not too cold where you are. It's raining and cold here in California. But hopefully you guys are having good weather and have a good weekend. And I will see you next Tuesday.